Hey, Bulls and Bears, it is Tuesday, December 13th, 2022. Let's get into the economic financial news. Inflation came in lower than expected. Of course, the markets took off. The stock market right now, the Dow Jones, up over 240 points. So supposedly this is good news. You and I, everyone watching this, you probably know the truth. This is not good news. Prices still went up from last month by 0.1%. We're still up 7.1% year over year. But because it was lower than the experts expected, that's looked at as good news from the markets. The reality is people are spending money. They're going into debt like never before. Savings is plunging like never before. This is a combination of financial events that it's not going to end well. And we're in the end times right now. Not biblical. Well, biblically maybe also. Well, actually, let's talk about that right now. There's a report out here. This is actually on Drudge and a few other sites. Religious people, more than half of them think that we're in the end times right now. Half of Christians believe we're living in the end times. Okay, but that's not the end times I was actually speaking about in that prior sentence. I was talking about we're at the end time or the end game for the financial system as we know it. We know that CEOs are out there warning us, including people like Jeff Bezos, massive layoffs. We see Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan Chase talking about Americans are going to run out of money by the middle of next year. And actually, there's another article out here, Fortune out here. They have a quote, Jamie Dimon, Americans are spending all their money because of inflation. Does that sound like a good economy to you? Americans are spending all their money, that the savings is going to run out by the middle of 2023. Does that sound like a good economy to you? Of course, they want you to think it's a good economy. They want you to go out and spend the rest of your money. They want everything, and they want you to be completely broke. Who am I talking about? The people that run this, the corporations and the government, basically, they're intertwined. The banking system, it's all the same. And they want to have everything, and they want you to have nothing. And that's the way it's going to be, and that's what we have to look out for. But let's get into some other news here. Let's talk about some deflation. Here's an article. Morgan Stanley, prices for Rolex. And I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I'm not a big luxury watch person. Patek Philippe and Audemars Piguet. Am I saying that right? Watches keep plunging due to a flood of supply. So during this inflationary period over the last couple of years, a lot of people just wanted to be out of dollars. They wanted to be in something that was going to go up in value, anything besides dollars. And a lot of people went out and bought luxury vehicles, of course, yachts. That's mostly the top 1%, top 10%, and luxury watches. And I'm very sad. My luxury watch, it used to be worth $70. Now it's only worth $35. What am I going to do? My equity is plunging in my watch. I'm just kidding. This is actually not a luxury watch. I think I might have gotten this at Kohl's. I'm not sure. But I actually haven't changed the battery. I quit wearing watches years ago. I haven't changed the battery in that thing in like 8 years. I can just look at the time on my phone now. And I guess people that like to show off and try to look rich, they like to get these fancy looking watches. We're in the show off society, right? People want to wear the coolest clothes, the nicest clothes. They want to drive the coolest looking car. And here I am driving around with my faded paint on the top of my Honda Pilot. Oh, Lord. Anyways, Morgan Stanley, prices for Rolex watches will keep plunging due to a flood of supply. And how much have they plunged? Let's take a look here. The most popular Rolex models saw their prices falling 21% since the peak in April. Well, it's about like the housing market, right? The problem is people in their homes need to borrow against their homes in many cases just to stay afloat here in this economy. It's not me saying that anymore. It's CEOs, people like Jamie Dimon. We even had a warning out there from Bezos. Who was the other one recently? Anyways, let's get into the next article here. Tomorrow, most are expecting a 0.5% rate hike out of the Fed, and that's going to be looked at as another positive because we've had, 4 consecutive 0.75% rate hike, 75 basis points. So tomorrow, if it's 50 basis points, we'll see what the announcement comes out at. It's going to be looked at as a positive thing because that rate hike was lower than the previous rate hikes. But think about this. If consumers are already in record levels of debt, any interest rate hike is not going to be good for the people that are not paying off their credit card. This is going to be an absolute disaster, and it's going to lead people further into the economic abyss. That's where we're headed. I was looking at my own budget the other day. We're looking at our household budget, and based on what we spend and how much we have in savings, I thought I was doing better than I was. We may be able to skate by for 18 months. People out there like Sue Zorman and other financial advisors, they say, oh, have 6 months of savings in case you lose your job. We're at about 18 months, so I guess I'm doing better than normal. Myself and my family, we have a lot of overhead. We live in California. Taxes are high, property taxes, utilities, energy is very high compared to the rest of the country. Food costs, a lot of things are more expensive here. So, but most people don't even have 6 months. Most people can't even afford a $400 or more emergency expense. Most of the people living paycheck to paycheck. It is a dire situation, folks, overall. Now, some of you, I hope you're doing good. If you're saving more money at the end of the month versus how much you're spending, you are doing better than most. You're in probably the 30%, but the other 70% getting deeper in debt every month, having to run up more debt, put more things on credit cards, shopping for food on credit cards. People are looking to put more things on credit cards. There's also this job number that comes out here telling us how many jobs were added. But at the same time, they don't want you to know this. There's a record number of people working more than one job. So just to get by, people have to take second and even third jobs. People are looking to do gigs, side hustles, just to get by, just to keep up. And even then, most of them are still going further in debt every month. Folks, consumer spending is the lifeblood of the U.S. economy. And it's going to be pretty soon that the banks are not going to have any money left in them, and they're going to be restricting your withdrawals. And that's what we talked about, 2 or 3 reports ago. There's countries out there now limiting withdrawals from ATM machines and from banks, limiting cash withdrawals because so many people are just burning through cash. Savings is plunging, not just in the United States, in a lot of the world. This is a global problem. So anyone thinks that, oh, we can just replace this guy, get this guy out of office and replace him with this guy, if you think that's going to fix it, folks, they all work for the banks. They all work for the corporations and the banks. So we've got to look out for ourselves. We can't expect anyone to come in and save us here. Now let's talk about a little bit of this crypto. We all know what happened to FTX and how the exchange failed. People lost a lot of money. People trusted their exchange and their money's gone. Crypto.com CEO, this is out of CNBC. Crypto.com CEO has a history of red flags, including bankruptcy and quick exits. So CNBC is trying to paint the picture that crypto is what it looks like to me, trying to paint the picture that crypto.com could be the next exchange to fail. Please let me know what you think down in the comments here. Before founding crypto.com, Chris Mazurek was involved in multiple ventures that ended in collapse, including one where suppliers claimed they were unable to access their earnings. Over a decade ago, he and his business partner were paid millions of dollars by their manufacturing company months before it entered bankruptcy. Is this going to be another exchange going down? And everybody's going to say, we didn't see this coming. We didn't see this coming. There are people out there that think that. They think that you should not be in anything online. Do not have any money in your bank account, checking account, because the banks are going broke and they're going to start limiting withdrawals. These exchanges are going to go down is what people are saying. It's not regulated enough. Other people say, no, it's just fear, uncertainty, and despair, FUD. And they say, that's the only way to make money. Well, sure, if you get in and make money and you sell when prices go up like that, but most people don't do that. Most people hold, and end up, losing. Most people lose money in investing. It's the way it is, not just in the stock market, but cryptos as well. So CNBC article, if you guys want to check that out, let me know what you think down in the comments. Will Crypto.com be the next one to fail? And they're big. They're sponsored. What is it? The LA Forum. That's Crypto.com now. I'm not sure, but it's definitely widespread and popular. So we're going to see what happens this week. We're going to listen to what the money guys are talking about here. Jerome Powell. Just the words that they use could actually move the markets if they indicate a lower rate hike, and then future rate hikes also being lower or decreasing. Or if they ever say we're going to stop the rate hikes, that's when you're really going to see the markets take off. The markets are not really based on fundamentals. The markets are based on just this easy money and low interest rates. You could say that's fundamentals because that's what everything's based on right now is easy money, money creation, debt creation. The debt markets basically run the show here as far as the markets go. But the economy, the lifeblood of the U.S. economy is consumer spending. Most jobs out there are supported, and most jobs are in existence because of consumer spending, servers, the leisure hospitality industry. And when people do run out of money, and it's already happening, and it's not just me saying that anymore, that's when you're going to see this whole thing come to a screeching halt. And there could be multiple things happening at once here with the way that the banking system is going right now, trying to push people to an all digital currency, and they want complete control, and they want you to be out of cash. They don't want you to have any uh, financial privacy. They want to know everything you spend, every dime you make, selling on eBay, selling stuff at a rummage sale, a garage sale. They want it, and they want it in their pockets and not in your pockets. So we got to be careful, folks. We got to look out for each other's backs. That's why I read your comments and see how you're doing. Hope you're doing well. Please support this channel. Like, subscribe if you like what we talk about here. We'll get through this together, folks. Thanks for watching. We're going to wrap this one up here. Big love to everybody. Keep stacking. Bye for now, and peace.